The 2023 deer season started off well before fall, when we decided to build a box blind for a location that had been consistently good hunting. Building the blind is fun, but raising it is quite stressful and requires a lot of teamwork and moving parts. Our planning and expert drivers made raising this one pretty seamless, and I'm thankful for all who came out to help. With the new blind up, I noticed some of the nicer bucks taking a different path, well out of bow range, and hitting the food plot at night. I quickly threw up a hang-on tree stand to try to cut them off. The tree stand provided good action, and I even had a run-in with a target buck I called Roughneck. A couple weeks later, I had about 45 minutes after work before sundown. I ran out to an area that had apple trees that the deer had been hammering. With no stand in the area, I knelt down behind a few trees, using the wind and the landscape to my advantage. With no arrow knocked, and in the middle of putting my release on, I looked up to see Roughneck headed straight towards me in one of my shooting lanes. With no time for filming, I nocked an arrow, drew back, and put a good hit on him. The total hunt time was under 20 minutes, including the drive and walk out. Certainly a hunt I'll never forget. With my buck tag punched, when gun season came around, I was more or less just out to enjoy nature and check out some new spots.
Cheers.
The big bucks seemed to also know I no longer held a buck tag, but I was happy enough to capture them with the camera, all while hoping one of the other hunters would get a chance at them. As luck would have it, my brother-in-law Lucas got a shot at a nice buck just 60 yards away from where I shot mine with a bow earlier this season. With a minimal blood trail, we had to bring in the expert family tracking dog, Rupee, who saved the day, leading us right to the deer on a 300-yard track.
Is that it?
Not bad for a hound with zero training of that sort.
That's it.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
There it is.
Let's go check them out.
There. To the left.
Get that beef jerky out for the dog.
Oh, that's a bad shot.
It's a dead deer. Look at that. Just piled over. That ain't too bad of a shot, you know.
Sweet.
It's probably worth noting, to myself if no one else, that for as many stands as we have on this property, the last 3 bucks have been taken off the ground with nothing more than a lawn chair and a feeling that a certain area is going to be good. With the season drawing to a close, there's plenty to consider for next year. "2024 had a hot and slow start to the season. It wasn't until the first real cold front that I saw some good buck movement in daylight, and then it was back to nothing. When the rut hit, I had 2 stands that I couldn't wait to sit. The first was a new stand in the tree that I knelt behind to get last year's buck. However, despite an all-day sit, the rain kept the deer from moving. The following day, which was also the day before gun opener, I sat a stand I had been specifically saving for the rut deep in the woods. This sit turned out to be a good one, with quite an interesting buck encounter.
Well, it's the second day of Minnesota gun season, and I came down last Wednesday after work and got 2.5 days of bow hunting in and had some really good rut action. I actually almost killed a nice 10-pointer. Just was 10 yards behind me and just couldn't get a shot, but I'm sitting down here in a ground blind on a really small cornfield that's cut, and it's been raining all morning here, but in these little pauses between the rain, I'm getting a lot of activity and even some activity in the rain, but we're just waiting for the right buck, so we'll keep waiting and see what happens. We got deer coming out right now. Well, that's a buck. That might actually be a shooter. Well, that was pretty exciting. I think it's like 11 o'clock on Sunday here, second day of gun season, and been just pouring rain all morning. Got out here in the rain, been raining, been seeing some chasing and stuff. Oh, I'm just shaking, and just stopped raining. My mom just texted me and was like, "You seeing anything now that it's not raining?" And then out walked this nice 10-pointer. It's a beautiful 10-point buck. Just walked right out, and same exact place that the biggest buck of my life walked out of. I'm sitting in the same spot where I shot the 16-pointer. Walked just right out, and gosh, I hope I had my camera rolling. I think I did, but I got to double check. And he came right into about 100 yards, and just took forever to get him broadside. And then finally he went broadside and hit him, and he went right down. And then he kind of looked like he still had a little more fight in him, so I gave him another one, and then he was just done. So no track job, no rupee needed, and we'll still get rupee out here and give him some deer training. But tagged out, baby, tagged out. Well, it'll be fun to go walk right up to this thing and not have to worry about tracking or not finding it or waiting whether or not you hit it, good enough or not. I hate all that stuff, so it's nice when they just drop like that. I might have hit them a touch high on the first shot, but kind of got to anchor them in this rain. It's on and off rain all day today, so you're gonna lose your blood trail quick. So I'm gonna say that was on purpose. So let's go take a look at them. Man, I feel like this phone camera gives my face like a makeup vibe or something, like I'm tan or something. But anyway, I was just sitting here thinking, as I'm sitting here in the rain all day, how it's kind of funny that I'm, last year I put up a big homemade raised box blind. We call it a retirement home. And, now there's no one sitting in it right now. It's pouring rain. None of the guys are sitting in it. I'm not sitting in it. I'm down here in this $99 ground blind using my warm pair of pants as a gun rest. But you gotta go where you think the deer are gonna be. And there was just so much rut activity down here last evening that I just thought today might be a good, try to sit most of the day down here. And especially with the rain was supposed to end earlier. But it ended up taking till 11 to end, and it was just like a light switch. As soon as that rain ended, man, that buck came right out. So that's just kind of funny. You just never know how it's going to work out. I don't think anybody's shot a deer out of that big fancy box blind yet, but it'll happen. Here come the boys. The old meat wagon. Love it. We'll see if they approve. Well, what do you think?
Good work.
Is that good enough or no? First one?
Yeah.
You're not letting me go back to work?
With my buck tag filled, it was time for some stress-free hunting and scouting for spots for next year. My last sit of the year was a good one, and thoughts of the tweaks and changes I will make for the next season are churning. As the sun sets on the final hunt, it is time to be thankful for this season and start planning for the next.